What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In today's video, we're jumping into the Uncanny X-Men, issue number 1. And this team is gonna be made up of Nightcrawler, Wolverine, Gambit, and Rogue. Since the island nation of Krakoa had fallen, mutants have been left adrift all across the globe, including the former members of the X-Men. With so much taken from them, can the dream of Charles Xavier continue on? So, make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we're picking up at the former Xavier's school for gifted youngsters. We have Dr. Ellis. She seems to be the new boss in charge, and as they enter the mansion, she begins giving orders to get rid of everything, to tear everything apart, and then begin construction, turning every bedroom into a prison cell. She plans to begin to round up mutantkind, anyone she deems to be a criminal, and then place them in a prison, a place that was once their safe haven. As she continues on going through the facility, we go to Cerebro. She gives orders to burn it all, this entire foul cathedral, and she doesn't care about doing this covertly. She wants the world to see. She wants this symbolic notion to go across the globe, that Charles Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters is no longer theirs, that there is no more safe havens. This is what the doctor then goes into the next room and introduces us to the first prisoner. We can only assume that this is Charles Xavier. In X-Men issue number 35, he had turned himself in, and so he is the first one to be held in confinement in this school that was once their only place they could go. This is what takes us to Mexico City 24 hours ago. We have Wolverine that is meeting up with his old friend Miguel. This is a friend from back in the day, and yet again Wolverine is watching a friend pass away, watching time take those that he once held dear, taking us over to the Pyramid of the Sun, 40 minutes away from Mexico City. We have Wolverine, we have Rogue, and we have Gambit. All three of our X-Men finally meeting up. Ever since the fall of Krakoa, everyone's been scattered, but Rogue and Gambit, they needed a little bit of help. You see, there's a bit of a situation here at the pyramid. A giant dragon-shaped problem. We have Sarurang, the God Snake. Now, the God Snake's been causing all kinds of problems. Wolverine, Rogue, and Gambit, they try to kind of handle this situation. Not really sure what to do. No one's really sure who's in charge. Everyone's following Rogue's lead. But as they approach the God Snake, it awakens. And with it awakening, it does not hesitate to attack them. And when Rogue goes into attack, we see that there is something on its belly. Rogue gets caught in a trance, unable to move, unable to do anything. A giant green glow coming from the God Snake. And as it knocks Rogue away, Wolverine knows exactly what that green glow is. That is the second eye of Agamotto. Doctor Strange has one of them. It appears that the God Snake has the other one. With Rogue getting back up to her feet and Wolverine charging in, Rogue is able to deal a blow, but he is quickly blown back when he tries to steal the eye. With Rogue and Wolverine both keeping the God Snake preoccupied, the thief was doing what he does best, getting the attention of the God Snake, letting him know that he wants to make a deal, because Gambit was able to steal the eye, take it from right underneath his belly, and the God Snake was completely unaware. Gambit says that he will destroy the eye unless they can make a deal. He tells the God Snake to leave, to go slumber in Antarctica, and the God Snake sees this as kind of reasonable, that it would be nice to be an ice drake yet again. Gambit says to not eat anybody for 1 year, and after that time, return back and I will give you the eye. And as the God Snake goes to leave, he leaves one more thing, feeling generous. Wants to share something that the God Snake sees in all of their futures. But something ruinous comes. Something known as Endly. The two of them have cheated death already. That Bill will someday come due. And so with the dragon flying off, they all have a little joke, have a little fun. But Wolverine really wanted to take this as an opportunity to drink the liquor that Miguel had given him. A very old vintage. He has been waiting for something or someone special to share it with. He wants the three of them to drink it. But before they can do so, Rogue gets a phone call from Cyclops, hating to bother her, but she has been requested by name, and that Nightcrawler will be meeting up with them. And so it doesn't look like they're going to be able to uncork anything. The three of them are about to head out. And while they're doing this, we pick up with a mutant, one that has the legs of a deer, the antlers of a deer, almost coming out of the pages of Greek mythology. This woman here is Fawn, and right now she's being chased down by cloaked individuals. She's not sure what they want. She tries to plead with them, to let them know that she's not an ex-anything. She never chose a side. She never went to the island. She just wanted to live. But this is when something comes from the darkness. Giant hands coming to take Fawn away, hopping us over to the University of Mississippi Medical Center. The gang has met up with Nightcrawler for a very special mission. Today, they are meeting a boy with a brain tumor, one that specifically requested the X-Men: Rogue, Gambit, Nightcrawler, and Wolverine. And so with everybody coming in, Wolverine at first is smiling, but he recognizes that there's no monitors. He can sense it, he can smell it, asking where the kids' parents are. And they had been sent home to take a nap, but Wolverine says that you better call them and do it quickly. Now, this kid is kind of a low-level precog and telepath. If Xavier's a 10, this kid Harvey X he calls himself, he would be a 1, maybe even less. And so while they bring him an X-Men jacket, this kid's so stoked, he's so happy, he's so excited. And then he touches Rogue's hand, and she feels it. His hand is cold. Wolverine shouts to press the blue button. This is when Harvey's head jolts back. He says they're coming, that you have to help them. But one of them is the Endling. As the boy begins to have a stroke, the X-Men, they're ushered out of the room. The medical professionals rushing in to help. 10 minutes later, they know because Wolverine knows. The kid no longer has a heartbeat. The doctor comes out, and you can see it all over her face. Though they don't need to be told, Harvey X has passed away, and Rogue says that she doesn't remember what he said, but it all tore her up pretty good. With Nightcrawler going off to help the parents of the boy, the three of them take off. They head to Louisiana, with Gambit meeting up with his old friend Marcus. All of them sit around a campfire. They sit here and they talk about everything that's been going on, but they talk about what they're gonna do. Now, they had already called Kitty Pryde, and she wasn't interested in being part of any team. But they are all feeling obligated that maybe they need to start up the X-Men. They know that Cyclops has his own thing going on, but Wolverine and Rogue and Gambit don't really want to be a part of what he has going on. They don't want to really be in an operation where Scott Summers is running things. But maybe we don't have to fight. Maybe they're not responsible for every weight ever loaded onto them. Maybe they just get to live for a time being without any fighting. And even Wolverine has to agree with Gambit here that we don't have to be the ones to fill the chair of Charles Xavier. But Rogue wants to do this because of Harvey. Before the school, Rogue had nothing. That there has to be a purpose to everything. She can't go back to it being nothing. That she'll do it alone if she must. But before this conversation can continue on, from the woods, we have 4 individuals, to include a horse, and they are asking for help, that she is coming for them. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Definitely not a bad start. So what we're seeing is that we have Professor Xavier locked up in prison. This is all under the direction of Dr. Ellis. a new player on the field. Now, we don't know who she is determined to be a threat or not, but she obviously doesn't like mutantkind. More than likely, she's going to be pulling another Orcus or just continuing on Orcus's work, which is kind of funny because if you read Avengers issue number 17, Sam Wilson's sitting there talking about we can't let Orcus happen again, we need mutant representation. So if the Avengers don't show up to the mansion and be like, hey guys, what's going on, then everything he is saying is simply words. But it's nice to see that mutants are grouping up together, but not like it was on Krakoa. Everybody's going in their own direction, doing things their own way, whether that be Beast and Cyclops with Magneto, or Rogue, Gambit, and Wolverine, or everything that we have going on with X-Force. We're getting a bunch of individual stories, teams breaking off into only a handful of individuals. But with mutantkind being hunted still, is this in the best interest of mutantkind? Because with numbers comes strength, with unity comes power. With mutantkind being so divided, it could be much easier to target them, because we definitely don't see plans for anybody trying to take Mars from the Arakko mutants. There's a reason for that. I'm really hoping that we get some Arakko stories in the future, because we have a whole mutant nation that is still existing on Mars, a warring mutant nation, and Apocalypse is the one overseeing them. At least that's what we've gathered thus far. There's tons of potential, and I cannot wait till we actually tap into that. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you want to get caught up on everything that has been going on with this series, go ahead, check out the link in my description, as well as the top of this video. It's gonna get you completely caught up on everything that is going on with the X-Men titles. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership, much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you're unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.